Sentry from Thunderbolts. Not a lot of good images of them out there. So I found this one, right? It's the best one I can find that fits in the symbol, the S down there. Everything else he's like turned away, or he's like in the air with his hand blocking. So it's kind of a standard portrait though. Start with his eyes. So it's kind of square male eyes. Up across the top and down for the top eyelid line. All right, and we're gonna go straight in the corner here. You know, just like a light sort of line coming across here for his bottom eyelid. And then his iris, half circle, coming down from that top eyelid line. And the pupil. And you could give him his Sentry eyes if you wanted, obviously. Which is sort of that gold and blue and green. So we have a bit of an eyelid line just like coming down from the corners of this eye. His eyelids kind of touches his eyelashes. And maybe like a line under there. Some like bags underneath his eyes and stuff. All right, eyebrow. So kind of like this. Pretty close to his eye, I think. Kind of flat coming across here. Bit of a frown line, and then some hair. Like that, kind of. We jump over and do the other eye, measure his eye. That's your distance that you come over, and you start the next one again. So you go diagonal there, so you can fit an eye in between, and then we go kind of flat across, and then down the back. Right, and it's kind of like comes in the corner then, the same as that. It's a light line that comes across the bottom because his eyes are so small, you know. If you did a heavy line coming across, it would look a bit weird. Right, then we do that half circle eye again. Try and get it the same size as the other one. We'll try and get the pupil in the middle, and try and get the pupil the same size again. Do his eyelid line coming just off here. And then he has like a bit of a bag just underneath his eye. He was so overpowered as well. It was crazy. Right, and then the eyebrow goes pretty close to his eyelid there. Back to the corner. Then we add some spiky hair. Right, so like the bridge of his nose kind of comes down this way, and it is a bumpy nose. Right, and kind of comes out again, bumps a couple of times down there. And then he has a like a double bump underneath his nose, right? He's got this type of nose with the, it's like a W or something. And then his nostril comes out this side. Just there. And then his other one up this way. Kind of around again. You could have like just a little bit of the tip of his nose just in there. Just done like real light with some hatching, kind of like not a line really, so to speak. You know, it's just, that's kind of all you need to draw for his nose, I would say. It's kind of like his cheek line there. He seems to have another cheek line here on this side. Just some brow lines. Okay, his lips and mouth are relatively small, I think, to the rest of his face. So, say like your mouth kind of starts underneath your iris there, the inside, say there. Say just below this, and probably same on the other side. Maybe a bit narrower. But we'll go sort of down. He's kind of smiling. Down this way. So this kind of curves up a little bit here. Right, so his mouth on the other side. So you can keep the line going, but he kind of has a very small top lip. So I think I'll do this. It's kind of pointy, sort of there, I think. It's like underneath this side of his nose. Right, and then his bottom lip. And that, like a little bit of a top lip, maybe. Just like a top lip line like that. I wouldn't do much more. His lips are tiny, so probably leave it like that. Right, and then his chin. Like so, and maybe like a little bit of a chin line just underneath his bottom lip as well. He has an unusual shaped mouth. Is it just me? It's like it's smaller on this side. That's the way it is in the picture. I think I remember from the movie it was weird looking as well. No offense. Right, so we'll go, so his jaw. He does have a strong jaw. So we'll go this way. And it kind of like dips out. And we curve it around kind of here. Might not dip in that much, I'll just thicken this a bit. And then on this side we'll go. See, it's kind of a 3/4 pose, so they're not like kind of equal. This is kind of more of his cheek, maybe. Yeah, kind of like in towards. That way, and then his jaw sort of goes there on that side. Okay. Yeah, he doesn't have a beard, clean shaven, so. Yeah, we'll go, so a sideburn, just sort of up here, right? Right, and can't really see a sideburn on this side. It's kind of like just the side of his face. And then his hair kind of comes in. Here, and it goes over his ear. It goes over his ear on this side as well. So we get like this flowing sort of blonde hair. Just above his eyebrow. These kind of wrap around his head, sort of. It's like combed back. And he has, like he's bald patches, but they're not bald, it's just a high hairline, you know. So we'll go just sort of a zigzag. So yeah, it's kind of like high up. It reminds me of, I know a lot of people who watch this probably don't watch Dragon Ball Z, but it reminds me of Vegeta, kind of, from DBZ. Right, and like your forehead and your nose are the same length usually, right? So like there and there, roughly, like it's about the same. Okay, so that's like his hairline, and he has like a few lines on his forehead as well. Okay, so maybe like a light sideburn kind of there, and then his ear. There as well. And we can do some ear lines. Do. Righty, so the rest of the hair then, so fairly combed. So what I mean, like slicked back sort of things, right? So we'll go maybe a few just little spikes here. And this one is kind of like curving around itself. The part in his hair is like here. Yeah, so we'll kind of just bump his hair this way, right? There's a bit of a part going this way. And then kind of down behind his ear. Movement might be a little bit tricky, but I mean, we'll add texture to all this. We'll just go sort of up and around here. very slicked back. Slick back hair here. Sort of just round on top, kind of. And then we got a few spiky bits kind of sticking out here behind his ear. Just add some textures. Righty. Might be a little bit of hair just sticking out back here as well, just to show that it's a bit longer at the back. And I think it goes, yeah, we'll go right into his neck, which is here. Now, we're looking down on him, right? So that means the neck isn't like long, you know. His shoulders are like high up because of the view we got. So his neck, like it's like his collar of his costume. Like it just comes around like this. Okay, so there's quite a bit of detail on his costume as well. So let's see, we'll go for his shoulder, right? So they're high up, like I said, right? So we just curve it around here first. There. Okay. So that'll give you an idea of the view we have. And then this blue section on his chest, that'll help us get everything sort of in the right place, you know. Comes around here, goes back up around the other side. Superhero costumes like this can be a bit tricky, I know, because they put a lot of detail on them. The comic book ones are like easier. It's just like blue and gold kind of colored. So then like so he's got like a couple of areas, right? So we've got like his chest area coming around here, and another. Okay, and then his like shoulder comes down this way in there. And then his bicep in there. That's his tricep, and his arm. It's real bumpy because he's got like all these pads and stuff. And the arm will get like real small because we're looking down, right? So it gets like real skinny down here. Right, and then bicep on this side. And like that sort of shoulder area. Probably like here somewhere, and then his tricep, forearm coming down this way. Just a series of bumps down to like his fist down here, if you can fit it in. Not to the end of the world if you don't, obviously. It's like his wrist. So he's got a fist in there, but I'll get the side body in first, right? So we can see like just his side body here, and then like his back, and that's like his legs actually starting there as well, because we're looking down. So then we have his abs, and then his leg going that way. Now, so it might be slightly confusing at the minute, but when we get the belt and stuff in, you'll see what I mean. So we got to detail it up. So his belt with the Sentry symbol comes across here, right? So it kind of like bumps across to there. And then it kind of goes around his back, right? So it comes down here. It's got a bit of a buckle in that side. Can't see it on that side. So it goes kind of this way, but you should be able to see it. Let me see if we can brighten that up. No, weird. So it's different on that side. Is that the way it's supposed to be? Let me check. Unclear. Right, so we'll just do the Sentry circle. It's a thin circle there. Right, so these have edge lines and sort of belt buckle lines and all sorts of details on them. And like his costume has loads of stuff on it as well. And we'll do some of it, just enough to make it look a little bit detailed, like the areas of blue, the big areas that come down his arms, for example. So, say down the arm, we'll do that. So we'll go like this blue thing starts, maybe starts here even. So it comes up, wraps around here. Pretty complicated, I guess, like snakes around his arm. And then there's another one wrapping around. Like that. Okay, that's like his collar. There might be some just like some lines like that. And then there's like a little gold section that comes around. There somewhere. And then there's another little thread line or something here. Stitching and stuff. Kind of helps form his chest as well. These kind of lines, you know, they give us an idea of the shape of his body. There's a blue section here. Goes up into his armpit. Can't see the other one. So it must be around there somewhere. There's like blue sections on that leg. That's blue there. Stitching there. Right, there's some coming around his bicep, maybe. Like just different sort of tones of gold. Right, maybe we do the S. So, well, it's not really an S. it's like 3 symbols. So it's like a spike kind of on top. There. And then like a thin piece. And then another spike going the opposite direction to the one on top. Right, and there's some armor here, right? So I'll try and add a bit of these. It's like a wrist guard. Sort of heavy Kevlar or plastic or something. Maybe rubber even. Right. And then what I can see of a fist. So I'll try and add it in as much as I can. You can't see much though. Probably goes off my page a little bit here. Kind of like that, sort of. And then his cape, so flowing sort of this way a bit. All right. Tricky enough pose, I'd say, but the best one I could find of him. There's not a lot out there without like a hand up making it harder, and you couldn't fit the belt in or anything. So Sentry from Thunderbolts. Hope it's helpful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.